Well, welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Today, we're going to do a couple quick household items, if you want to call them that. We're going to make a chip clip. We're going to make a pair of tongs, pull out your toast out of your toaster. We're going to make two different types of drawer pull or oven pulls. So I thought that would be kind of a fun project to do. So let's do a little housekeeping here. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. My name is Paul Courtwright. Please feel free to share, subscribe, like, and if you see that little hype button down below, make sure you click that and let's see what that does for the channel. All right, so now all the housekeeping's done, place is cleaned up. Let's do a little cutting, make a mess in here. So hang tight and let's go over to the bandsaw. All right, so like I said, we're going to do a couple different items here. One of them is going to be a potato chip clip. So I'm going to draw it out on a piece of, this looks like a piece of cherry. So I thought this would be a good one to do. So basically, let's get over here where you can see. All right, so basically, I'm going to make this rounded like that. And I'm going to flare this out like this. Something like that. And you can make these any shape you want. It's just something that I do. And then we'll cut right up the middle here. Something like that. Drill a hole there. So I know where I'm cutting. Okay. Okay, something like that's what we're looking at. Okay, so that's one. So I'm going to do a second one here. Looks like it's going to be a little shorter. This looks like a piece of zebra wood of some sort. And we'll just kind of we'll refine this shape a little bit on the sander. So something in that nature will work. All right. And then this one here, well, let's just do one at a time here. So let's go over to the bandsaw and get started. Hang tight. All right, so we're going to cut this out. I got a 3/8 or a 3/16 blade, Carter blade on this. I like their blades. So let's just cut it out. So I want to drill my hole first. So basically, take a piece of plywood here. And we're just going to drill a hole right in the center where I'm going to cut to. Do this one the same way. All right. Now let's do a little cutting. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to cut this out. Actually, I want to cut the end of it off first. All right, so I'm going to cut this in here. Okay. And now we just cut the shape out. Okay, I got the general shape. Let's cut the other one out real quick. I save these little pieces because I'm going to cut put them in a casting and cast them. So I save all them little pieces to cast it. All right, so let's cut this out here. Now we just cut this out here. Cut this outer edge. And there's our basic chip clip. Let's go over to the sander and do a little sanding. All right, so here we are at our sander. And first of all, I want to sand the face of it. And then I just basically want to shape it. Okay. So I got the basic outside shape done. Now let's come around and let's do the little sander here. As you can tell, this one's a little shorter than that one, so I'm going to sand that a little bit more, get that cleaned up. Go back over to my sander here. First of all, do a little bit more sanding on this. Okay, so there's one. Shape the inside of this a little bit more. First of all, the outside. So I got the outside, and I'll do the inside. Okay. Go back over to the bench and we'll be right back. Okay, so here's our first two little projects. I think they look pretty good. Don't have a bag of chips here in the shop, so I'll have to show you on a, well, say this is your bag of chips. You're done eating them. Slip that over top of there. They work pretty well. So anyway, that's the first one. So let's get started on our second one. This is a drawer pull, or your oven pull. So I'm just going to lay this on top of here. And I got this pattern, nothing fancy. And this is a great way to use scrap wood. Great way to use scrap wood, let me tell you. This blank is just a little bit small, but we'll make do. We'll make do. Okay, it's our basic shape. Let's go to the bandsaw and get her cut out. Hang tight. All right, so I'm going to cut this out here. All right, I'll go over and I'll do some sanding on that, clean that up, and I'll be right back. All right, so there's our oven rack puller. I think it looks pretty good. That's number 2. All right, so now what we're going to do is another style of that oven rack puller. This one here is a little heavier duty, strictly for that, pulling out your oven. This is a piece of oak. It's not exactly a big piece for this, but it'll work for what we're going to do. Just kind of round it off. Okay, let's go cut this off in the bandsaw. So hang tight and we'll get over there. All right, cut her out. Nice about this little 3/16 blade is I can turn pretty good on this without stressing the blade at all. Cuts a nice cut out there. And then this here, you just shape it how you want to shape it. You can put some right kind of handholds in it. And then cut the top of this rounded. Okay. Yeah. All right. So there's the basic shape. Now let's go over and I'll do some sanding on it. I'll be right back. All right. So there's our other style of the oven puller. I think it looks pretty good. And then I got the last one here, which is the tongs for the take your toast out of your oven. So I got these little pieces here. This is like I said, this is a good way to get rid of scrap wood. And what one person's version of scrap wood and my version is a lot different, I can tell you that. Most people probably wouldn't even keep this stuff in their shop. So that's basic shape. And let's go over to the bandsaw and cut it out. So hang tight. All right, here we go. This is another piece of cherry. All right. So basically, I want to leave it thick, so I just go down here like this. Okay. I'm going to cut this down a little bit more and give it a little bit more of a way to bend. There's different ways to make these. Okay, that's our basic shape, and I'll go over and I'll do a little sanding on it, and we'll be right back. All right, so we got our little tongs here done. So next thing we got to do is we got to finish them. So I got some coconut oil. I'm going to just rub this onto it and go from there. And this is food safe, so you don't have to worry about it. It's great for your hands as well. It's non-allergenic. And I think it does a great job for stuff that you're going to use on your food. I think it's a great finish for that. Like I said, it's non-allergenic and can't hurt you. All right. Let that dry for a second, and I'll do the other 3 here. This is a piece of oak, like I said. And you could use different finishes on these because, like this one here is going to be in your hand. It's not going to be anything that's going to actually touch the food per se. So you could use a polyurethane finish on it or linseed, beeswax, whatever you prefer. But I just like this coconut oil, the way it works. And I got into a discussion about coconut oil. There's different versions of it out there. There's refined coconut oil. This is 100% pure coconut oil. You know. And like I said, it's good for the old hands. So I'll leave that one set for a minute. And we'll do our oven push stick, pull, whatever you want to call it, next. Like I said, this is a great way to use scrap wood. Let me tell you. I'll show you my stash of, this is what I call scrap wood, this cut off pieces like this. Some people call the piece that's 8 inches long scrap wood, and I think that's regular lumber. But that's just me. So, all right. Now we'll do our chip clips. This is a piece of, I believe, zebra wood. I like the way this grain pops on this. And I'll have these at my craft shows coming up throughout the summer. These potato chips I'm going to sell for $5 a piece. I think that's a pretty reasonable price for something like that. And the oven pulls, well, the potato chips and the toaster tongs, I'm selling for $5 a piece, and these oven pulls, I'm selling for $10. Just because they take a little bit more work, and there's a little bit more material in them than this. So I'll stop by some of my craft shows throughout the summer, and you'll see a lot of the projects you see on my channel that I do. Alrighty, so there's our potato chip clip. So needless to say, our 2 potato chip clips there. We got our oven pull, push and pull, different style, a little heavier duty. And then to pick up our tongs, pick your toast out of your toaster. So hope you enjoyed this video. It was a short one, pretty easy to do, had fun doing it. And like I said, talking about my scrap pile, this is one pile of it right there. And then I got thinner stuff and all that underneath my chop saw right there. So I got plenty of scrap wood to work with. So meanwhile, please feel free to share, subscribe, like. Hope you enjoyed the video, and make a few of these yourself and send me some pictures of what you make. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good evening.